Hey, that's pretty good. Yes, of course. You need to investigate more to have more information so that your thesis can be, of course, with more fundamentals.
Yes, yeah, excellent. Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Today
yes.
I sent my my work uh, for the teacher in Mexico.
Wow, excellent. Let's
Yes.
hope that everything will be okay.
Okay.
You know what? I don't have any doubt that you will do it very well.
I'm sorry, teacher. I don't understand.
I don't have any doubt that you will do it pretty well, that the results are going to be excellent.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well, guess what? Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. It is going to be taking risks. So, the question is, are you a risk taker? What do you think about it, Juan?
Excuse me. What is taker?
Taker. A risk taker is a person who takes risks, who usually decides to take the risk.
Okay. Is a danger?
Mhm.
Maybe.
Sometimes dangerous, but
For
anyway,
example.
they do it. For example, you. I think that you are a risk taker
Okay.
because, for example, to write a book is not an easy task. It is quite a lot of work, too much work. And of
Mm.
course, you don't know if the book is going to be a success or if the book is not going to sell many. So it's a risk, and you are risking your time, your efforts, your knowledge. So from my
Okay. Rick. Okay. Okay.
yeah, from my point of view, you are a risk taker. Let
I suppose the risk taker is a problem. For example, if I near to the fire, is a risk for me,
yes, that's it. A risk.
or I am near to the sea, near the sea, I risk uh, too, or the wind is very very far. The risk is for the trees, for the house, or the others.
Yes, that's it. So a risk taker is a person who takes the risks, and of course, you can be afraid of something, but anyway, you do it.
Okay.
So look at this. Here we have a quote, and it says, "Be brave, take
Mhm.
risks. Nothing can substitute experience." What do you think about this quote?
Um, the risk is the experience of mine. I can um, talk with other person about any risk, but only I how do you say OBB?
Um, I experienced,
I experience it with the risk. Yes.
yes, that's it.
For example, if I am flying by plane, it's a risk for me.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, it is. It's a risky situation. Well,
Yes.
I think, Juan, that everything in life supposes a risk because For example, when we get up in the morning, when we are out of our bed, of course, we have many risks. And
Yes.
even whenever we are sleeping, we are under a risk.
Yes.
But something like that happened to me 2 nights before. I was sleeping, I was mildly and deeply sleeping when suddenly I felt something in my throat, and suddenly I couldn't breathe, and I woke up really scared because I couldn't breathe. And guess what was in my throat? It was a little drop of saliva, and so I was just like this to die.
Mm.
So I
Okay.
think that we are all of the time under a risk. No matter the situation we have, we are under a risk.
Okay. When
But
I take a shower, I think I take a risk too.
yes, you're right.
Mm.
You're totally right. I agree with you. The difference is this: there are some things that we can't control, and they are the natural risks. For example, what I told you
Okay.
about being sleeping and suddenly you felt something in your throat. It is unwilling, involuntary, but
Mm.
sometimes we can voluntarily take risks. For
Okay.
example, when you decided to write a book or to run a
Mhm.
business is a really constant risk.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's what I told you. So you are a risk taker. All right. So let's go to the next slide. Here we are. We can opt for two possibilities. We have the easy way or the hard way. Of course, both of them are going to give us different results. What's your opinion, Juan? Do you usually take the easy way or the hard way?
Uh, in my case, I use the hard way because the easy way I use if I know the way. Uh, uh, but the hard way is other experience for me.
Aha, that's it. And well, you
Yes.
know what? I totally agree with you. I think that you really are a risk taker because, first of all, you run a business, and that's a risk that not all the people do because we don't want to take the risk of maybe winning, having money, or that it is a risk also that the business could not be a success.
Mhm.
So it's a risk. And even you work with the land. The land, of course, you have to study so much about how to plant, but sometimes the weather is not helpful for you. And so it is a risk also.
Mhm.
So yes, I totally agree. I am absolutely sure that you are a risk taker and you most of the time take the hard way.
Okay.
Congratulations to you, Juan.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next. Whenever we take a risk, we can have a risk itself. We are we have the possibility to have a bad situation, something that we don't like, or we can have a reward, something that we like, that we deserve, and that we want. So please talk to me about the risks that you have had, the situations that were not pretty good.
Okay. When I need to cross the way, I stop in front of the cars, but I need to cross. I have a risk because if, for example, in Ecuador, the drivers don't stop the car,
Don't they?
don't stop in
Wow.
Ecuador. Yes, you need to cross very fast.
So it is a risk, a real
Yes,
risk.
it's terrible. Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. When I was working in El Salvador, in other situation because when I need to cross the way, the the driver stopped the car, and I cross or I pass the way.
Yes.
But in Ecuador, it's terrible.
My goodness, it is so surprising for me.
Yes, yes,
I never thought that it could happen. Well,
yeah,
here in Mexico, eh, drivers are wild people, fierce people. But
yeah,
anyway, if you are going to pass, they stop.
yeah. Okay,
Oh,
uh, okay. It is very dangerous.
yeah, too much.
Yeah.
All right. So, Juan, could you talk to me about something rewarding, a rewarding experience that you had?
I don't understand what is rewarded, please.
Rewarding means when you do something good and you receive a prize.
Yeah.
Spanish, we call it recompensa.
Okay. Okay. The reward I use in my house for my son. Uh, for example, if they wake up early, I I offer a good breakfast, for example.
Oh, hey, that's delicious. That's a nice reward.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Oh,
When I in my work, I I reward my every day if the work is finished on time.
excellent.
Uh,
Something
yeah,
like motivation.
it's a motivation. Yes, yes. Okay,
Wow. Hey, that's a very good example of reward.
okay,
Excellent. Thank you very much, Juan.
okay.
Okay, now let's go to another slide. Okay, here we are. You know what? We can have different levels of risk. We
Yes.
have the low risk, that it's something so simple. For example, maybe when you decide to buy a pair of shoes, a black pair of shoes, or brown shoes, so it is not a problem if you wear brown shoes or black shoes.
Mhm.
Okay, so it is low. Maybe the risk could be that you don't like them, that they can't match pretty well with your suit. You know, some they are not problems. When we talk about medium risk, we are talking about situations that could generate a problem, but that we can solve it. For example, I don't know, I took the risk of changing my job. And you know what? The new job that I took is not what I expected. I don't like it. Okay, so nothing happens. Okay, maybe I am going to suffer, but maybe later I am going to get used to it. Or it could happen also that you um, look for another job. That's it.
Okay.
What
It's
about,
better.
yes.
Yeah.
So everything has a solution. It's
Okay.
low or medium risk. But what about high risk? When we talk about high risks, we are talking about something that could have a consequence, that could bring a problem, and that may not have a beneficial solution. For example, if I want to practice parachuting, and well, it is an enormous risk. It's a high risk because I am risking my life.
Okay.
Okay, so Juan, could you give me some examples of low, medium, or high risk?
Yes. Low risk, I think, is when I drive my car in the city, because the law of Ecuador permit 20 kilometers by hour. Uh, in this case, the risk is lower because I I go very despacio. How do you say despacio?
Slow.
Very slow. Okay. The medium, when I go in the road, for example, when I go to my ranch, the is raining every day. I think is very dangerous. It's a medium risk. I I go with many keep in the road. The high risk is, for example, in my house, if I lost my my wife, for example,
Uh-huh.
or if I lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need uh, uh, to search other job or rest at home, but I don't have money. I have very problems with my my house.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, that
or if I have any disease, maybe terminal disease, for example, cancer or the other problem.
yes, that's it.
It's, it's terrible. It's terrible, I think.
Yes, you're right. It's something that is endangering lives. It
Okay,
is
dangerous lives.
high risk. Or let's suppose that I do something illegal. I am
Illegal.
in the risk of losing my freedom, my liberty.
Okay,
I could be in jail. It's a high risk for me.
okay,
Okay. Thank you very much, Juan.
okay,
Those were very good examples.
okay.
Now let's go to this quote. Hey, you know what? This quote is beautiful and it is so true. Aha, here we go. Okay, can't you see it? Could you help me reading, please?
Uncertainly is
On,
an uncomfortable position. but certainly is an absurd one. What?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, uncertainty is an uncomfortable position. Why?
Mm.
Okay, uncertainty is an uncomfortable position because, of course, it generates fear. When you don't know what is going to happen, what is there, how people is, etc., etc., something that we are not sure of is uncomfortable. We can feel fear. But here they say, but certainty is an absurd one because, first of all, you can't say that you don't like anything if you haven't tried. And, well, in my point of view, certainty is also absurd because whenever we are sure of something, we stop trying and then we stop learning. What's your opinion? Do you agree with me?
Yes, teacher, I am agree with you. Yes,
I agree.
I agree. Yes.
Uh-huh. Well, some people used to say, I am agree. But no, I am agree is something direct translated from Spanish.
Okay, I
Yeah,
agree, Spanish.
I agree. That's the correct one.
Okay. Thank you, teacher. Thank you.
No, thanks to you.
Okay.
All right. So this quote was done by Voltaire. What do you think about it? Well, not that we have talked about it. What's your opinion?
I don't understand the question, teacher. Excuse me.
What's your opinion? I gave my opinion, but how could you interpret this quote?
Mm. It's very difficult.
It's okay, don't worry. All right,
Okay.
let's go to the next one. Okay, here we are. I like it very much. Here they say that in here you have your comfort zone, but in the comfort zone, nothing happens. Out of your comfort zone is where the magic happens.
Mm.
How do you interpret it?
Uh, for example, if in my work I do every day the same is my comfort zone. But
Mm-hmm.
if in the other month I change the activities, I is other situation is not my comfort zone because I need to learn and have other abilities for do the work.
Excellent. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
So you have to prepare some other answers for the everyday questions.
Okay.
All right, excellent. So you know what, Juan? I have in here some questions. Yeah, here you are. And they say, number one,
Okay.
what is the hardest
What
challenge? Yes,
what is the hardest challenge you have had?
yes.
Excuse me, what is hardest?
El más difícil.
Okay. Can you?
Challenge, reto.
Okay. 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 Yeah. My my hardest challenge was when I was write my first book.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I agree.
because I don't a rider. I need many help over the others riders in the city. Uh,
Yes,
I need
yes, you're right.
order my ideas, the material, etc. etc.
Yes, you're right. It is not just a question of right, and that's all. Of
Okay.
course, you have to do many things for getting a very good work, a very good result.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it. All right. Thank you very much for sharing. What about number two?
What is the most rewarding experience you have had? The most rewarding, excuse me. What is?
I'm sorry, my microphone. All
No
right.
problem.
Rewarding means when something is good for you and it brings you benefits.
Ah, mm, I think the most rewarding was when I have my wedding.
Wow, that's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes, because I have a good family with my wife, my sons. I am very happy with my family.
That's very rewarding to find people who you can love and who can help you also to grow.
Yes,
Congratulations to you.
thank you, teacher.
Okay, so let's check number three.
Have you ever experienced any failure? What is a failure?
Failure means that when you couldn't do something, for example, when I tried, oh my, when I tried to drive a car,
Yes.
I couldn't do it at the first time. It was a failure because I crashed the car.
Ah, okay, okay.
So it was a failure for me because I expected that I was
Okay.
going to do it pretty well, but I couldn't. I failed. It was a failure.
Well, okay. In my case, when I was aprendiendo
Learning.
learning the drive a car, it was my failure experience because I had nervous. My uh, my hands are how do you say temblando,
Shivering.
shivering. Okay. Uh, in the night, I cried. What happened? What are you doing?
Oh,
It was terrible for me. We a terrible failure.
oh
Okay.
my.
Yeah.
Driving is so difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. But in other situation, when I was working in the Salvador, in the first week, my how do you say jefe,
Boss?
my boss give me a new car. Oh, I say, but I don't have the documentation for drive the car. No problem. Is your problem here? The car. See you the next month. Oh, I ask you for me what I have with the car. Is a terrible problem for me. I I pay a drive a taxi driver to learn to conduce at the hotel, and I rest the car for 1 week before the next week I going to obtener
To get.
to get the documentation to drive the car.
Jesus Christ, the driver's license.
The driver's license. Okay.
Jesus Christ. It was
Okay.
hard. It was a challenge.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, you could do it.
What?
Hey, you could do it.
Oh, I buy um, um, how do you say carta de conducción, a map.
Aha, I
I,
bought a map.
I bought a map of the El Salvador. After I don't have problem. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
It was an experience.
Yes, yes, yes. I when I was with the problem, I remember my city, my country. What, Juan? What are you doing here? But no problem, no
Uh,
problem.
well,
Okay.
you know what? What happened was that you were in your comfort zone and
Yes.
suddenly you didn't decide to go out of the comfort zone.
Okay.
Somebody took you out. It was a kidnap.
Okay. Yeah.
So you were forced to be
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
But you know what? Sometimes it is surprising that we don't decide to be out of our comfort zone, but life itself make us go out. So in this
Okay.
case, you didn't want to get a car and to drive it, but your boss said, I don't care. So you were forced to be out of your comfort zone.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now let's go to number 4.
What is the best piece of advice that you have experienced?
I had the best piece of advice.
Yeah. The best piece of advice. What is the best
A
piece of advice?
piece of advice. They here they say pieza o pedazo de consejo, but in
Ah,
Spanish we say the best advice.
okay. Mm, okay. When I was studying at the University of Loja in Ecuador, I I had a teacher. Yeah, I had a good teacher. When I finished the university, the teacher said me,
Talk.
Juan, to talk about me, Juan, what, ¿qué eres, Juan? ¿Qué eres? ¿Qué sois?
What are you?
What are you? Yes. Oh, I say, I am an engineer. The teacher said, no, Juan, you in this moment, you need to learn of the life in the experience, a level of the if you go to work with the farmers. Oh, the price of advice was if when you have an experience, you need write the notes of the experience. For example, if you give an advice any farmer, if the crops grow, for example, you need to write. This was the best piece of advice because when I wrote my book, I learned about 25, how do you say, libretas,
Notebooks.
notebooks of uh, of many notes, but of my experience, a level of the farm.
Wow. You know what? It was beautiful. It was really touching because you follow the advice, the piece of advice that your teacher gave you. And so you constructed something beautiful with all of those notes he told you, write. And you didn't write just some rows. You wrote a book.
Mhm.
Wow. Hey,
Okay.
that's incredible.
Yes. This piece of advice I talk with my family because
Wow.
it's a lesson of life, I think, in my
Yes.
opinion.
That's it.
Okay.
Totally agree with you. Absolutely.
Mhm. Thank you. Mhm.
You know what? It made me remember that
Okay.
when the director of the university gave his speech, he said, for some people, the sky is the limit. For us, it is just the starting. And for me,
Okay.
it was so inspiring. And so I said, yes, there isn't any limit. The only limit that we have is the one that we set.
Okay.
Oh, where is the limit?
I
So
think the limit is only in my head.
excellent. Yes, I
Okay.
absolutely. I agree with you totally.
Okay. Because I say the word is of how do you say el mundo es de los valientes.
Aha,
The
the
word
word is for brave people.
is for brave people. Yes, it's for brave people. Okay. Okay.
That's it. You know what? The director in the university said also, in times of crisis, there are two kinds of people. The first one is the ones who cry, and the second one is the ones who sell handkerchiefs.
Mm,
Handkerchiefs, pañuelos.
pañuelos. Okay.
And so I said, wow, yes, absolutely. What will I do in times of crisis? To cry or to sell handkerchiefs? And now I decided that I am going to be the second kind of person.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Now let's see number 5.
Number five. Who is the person you most admire? Why? Oh, it's a good question. I admire of God
Why?
because I think if I live if only I live I need other other situation. For example, when I dead, I need to know other words. I don't know, but the God did for the people.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the God is a master of of the world,
Yes.
and but he helped me every day in my work, in my house. When I have any risk, I I call. Oh my God! I don't have problem.
Uh-huh. He
Yes.
helps us. Yes, he
Yes.
does.
Yes. See, yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. Any other person that you admire so much?
Oh, my father.
Why?
Because my father, he works very hard every day. He have the foods for the family and keep and keep the family too. And he built the house and he helped me for study at the college and the university. But unfortunately, my father is dead in since 8 years.
Long time ago. And yes, you know what? I think that you're right. Parents are angels that God said to us so that we can have support. Well, that's my opinion.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Today I remember to my father every day.
Yes, that's beautiful. You know what? I had regarding to that topic, I had a very good luck. Well,
Okay.
I had a very good luck because my father was a musician.
Okay.
He played the guitar, he sang, he used to sing, and he composed some
Oh,
songs. So as he was a musician, we had the opportunity of recording him several times when he was in a show. And nowadays, sometimes I feel a little sad because I miss my father. And when I do it, I play some of his recordings and I have the opportunity of listening to his voice. And well, it helps me very much to listen to him singing, to see his videos. And I think that it is something that helps me so much. Of course, I miss him, but I feel as if he were next to me.
mm. Teacher, do you play guitars too?
Yes, I do.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. You know what?
Yes.
It was an inheritance that my father left us, the music. He taught my siblings and I to play different instruments when we were little kids. And so I play the guitar. I play also the bass. There is another instrument, a Mexican instrument that it's called mandolina.
Mandolina, yes. I know.
Mandolina. Yeah, do you
Okay.
know it?
Yes, Ecuador too. Yes.
Oh, tricordio.
Mhm.
Yeah, laude español. And so my sister learned also how to play, my two brothers. And so we formed a small group. It was a
Okay.
family group.
Family group. Okay.
Yeah, so we used to play in shows when my father was invited. And it was so nice. But unfortunately, it finished very soon because we started going to school and we had some other engagements, some other things to do, and we didn't have time for to continue practicing. And so my father was so disappointed and he quit.
Okay.
But it was a nice experience, so beautiful.
Okay.
And you know what? It was also so nice because My youngest son also inherited that love for music, that passion. And so nowadays he's a musician also. So
Okay.
it was something beautiful that we owe to my father. All right, now
Okay.
let's go to the next image. Ta-da! That's nice. And it says,
Mhm.
take risks. If you win, you will be happy. If you lose, you will be wise. What do you think about this?
Okay. If you win, you will be happy. If I win a lottery, I will be happy.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
But,
If I lost the lottery, I will be wise.
yeah, because you will have more experiences.
Yeah. Or if I win a good job, I will be happy. Or if I lost the good job, I will be wise.
Yes, that's it, because it will be an experience that we will have. And if, for example, let's suppose that I lost my job because I was an unpunctual person or an unresponsible one, of course, I will lose my job, but I will be wise because for the next time, the experience will help me to take care of my job.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so what do you think about this? Does it remind you anything?
Oh, I think people only espera
Expect.
expect the win every day. If I lost, is unhappy. I
Uh-huh,
think people need to win and lost because it's the law of the life.
uh-huh.
Okay.
You're right. But you don't know, you know what? I have seen that some people is happy when they win, but
Yes.
when they lose, instead of paying attention to what they did, what was the reason, they start blaming the others. So,
Okay.
for example, here in Mexico, if something goes wrong, the fault is the president.
Okay.
If the streets are dirty, it is not my fault as a citizen. It's the fault of the authorities.
Okay.
So, well, I think that it is not only in Mexico, it is all around the world. People don't take the responsibility of their own facts. I think that's the problem.
Okay. Okay.
So, what do you think about that? Have you seen any behavior as I am talking to you?
What is behavior, please?
Conducta.
Ah, okay. Well, I think the behavior um, is a motivation of the family. For example, in my house, I select the trash, organic and inorganic, and the organic is to prepare organic fertilizer. Uh,
Wow.
because I don't need the contamination, the environment.
Ah, yes.
Yes, if I have many things, for example, papers and others, I don't trash out the street. I hop to the cart uh, uh, to recollect the garbage or the trash.
Uh-huh. So you
Yes,
don't litter. You don't put the
yes,
trash on the street.
on the street. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you wait for the moment to be at your car and you collect it there.
yes, yes.
Hey,
Yes.
that's pretty good. That is so
Okay,
inspiring.
okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Juan. And so finally, please, could you tell me if you have had any sad situation because of any failure?
Mm. Uh, okay. I don't understand you, the question.
Well, I mean that if you have failed very badly because of any failure you had, for example, let's suppose that you you couldn't finish your book
Yes.
and you were very sad and you decided not to write again.
Okay.
Yeah, did it happen to you?
Okay. When I finish any activity, only I am think in other activity. Uh, I think in my case I need work very hard every day in in the other situations.
Uh-huh, so you
Yes.
don't stop any.
Yeah, yes, yes. Uh, for example, I am 60 years old, but I am studying my master's degree. In,
Uh-huh, that's
in my
it.
in my house, my wife asked, "What are you doing?" I need study every day. I finished to study when I did.
Wow. And
Okay.
what does your wife tell you?
What?
And what does your wife answer to you?
Uh, my wife said you need to start, you need to retire, and you need to rest because you work very hard for long time.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I say no. I need to study every day. I need to learn. For example, in any university, I hope or I hope to learn my experience in food security. I hope.
Hey, that's great. Yes.
Yes.
So those are some very nice plans that
Yes.
motivate you to continue.
Yes. Yes. If I
Excellent.
have any plan in the life, I think I am alive. If
Uh-huh.
I don't any plan, I think if I live, but I not any motivation to live.
That's it. All right. Well,
Okay.
Juan, that was so inspiring. Thank you very much. You know what? I think that we could continue for a long time talking about this interesting topic. But
Okay.
unfortunately, time is over.
Okay.
So thank you very much for your attendance, for your attention, and for your brilliant participation. Have
Oh,
a very good night.
thank you, teacher. I have your advice. I am very happy because I know about your family, your good family. Thank you, teacher. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
I
Have
appreciate.
a good night.
Okay. Good night, teacher.